and it's growing, and it's exactly what people in this world need today. A second option, an opportunity for freedom, a lifetime career, and being your own boss and doing it from the comfort of your own home, from home. That is what's important, okay? We have an amazing lineup of speakers, and I don't have too much time to talk about all these industry things. I'm going to do this tomorrow in my training. My job today is to introduce some awesome people to you. And the first speaker we have today is a young gentleman from the Philippines. His name is Joseph Lim. He's built an organization of millions customers and distributors, and he's going to share an amazing value to you with the subject how to be diligent in your business. Here's Joseph Lim.
Hope you are all doing well. My name is Joseph Lim from the Philippines. First thing first, I just want to say thank you to Business for Home, especially for Mr. Ted Neumann for inviting me today. Shall we begin? I'm quite certain that every single one of us has an idol. Maybe an artist or athlete or maybe a rich businessman. But do you ever wonder what it took for successful people to reach their status? You know what? There's no secret recipe for that. Well, as you can see, if you are going to look into the most famous personalities in our generation, what do you think they are doing? Well, it all boils down to hard work. Hard work, hard work, and hard work. They are very dedicated on their craft. It's all about hustling. Even great business tycoons does the same. To simplify things, all successful people work more than 12 hours a day. You need to work like hell for you to become successful, quoted by Elon Musk.
Bakit?
Since we are in people business, what we must work hard as well is being good to people, which is often neglected by many. We are often mistaken as just plain salespeople. For me, this is one of the most important skills to master in our industry. So, how do we become good with people? Well, you must understand what motivates them, what keeps them going, and what makes them happy. You probably heard about the 5 Languages of Love by Chapman, right? I highly recommend that to you all. For some of us here that haven't heard about the 5 Languages of Love, I can simply explain it to you. Each person has gifts. If you understand this, it will be easy for you to know what the other person's language is, thereby enabling you to communicate much more effectively. Knowing this also makes you understand why some actions you don't seem to be appreciated or the other way around. We know that a purely Japanese speaker won't be able to effectively communicate with an English speaker unless both parties or at least one knows how to speak the other party's language. Each person communicates differently when it comes to the things that they want to receive back or what they usually give out. It's crucial to understand each of those languages as it becomes a key for you as a leader to be able to know what inspired them and what keeps them delighted. Next is you must know a little bit of psychology, such as understanding the 4 basic personality categories. To put it simply, there are people who are born with leadership qualities, also known as controllers or the red type. They like to lead. They want control. There are people who are known as promoters, the blue type, people who like attention and fun. People who are good at analyzing things and love data. In general, they are the green type, known as the data analysts. And people who are simply supporters, the yellow type, people who are naturally altruistic and service-oriented. Once you understand these different kinds of personality categories, you will understand that in order for you to become successful, you have to learn how to shift through all of these personalities. Have them all and showcase each personality as needed. Knowing all of this will enable you as well to guide your downlines where they will excel the most. For example, it is best to have a downline who likes attention as speakers. Having someone who likes public speaking do what they love doing will keep them motivated. On the other hand, if you keep on pushing a downline who has no interest in this skill, you won't be able to expect an outcome that is as gratifying as knowing who should be doing what. Knowing the 4 personality traits enables you to optimize each downlines that you have, thereby maximizing results for the group as a whole. Lastly, you need to understand as well the 4 happy hormones that our brain produces. Namely, number 1, oxytocin, the hormone responsible for trust and intimacy about social connection and interpersonal communication. Number 2, it's endorphin, primarily help one deal with stress and reduce feelings of pain. Number 3, dopamine, responsible for a person a sense of joy as if something has been sought for is found or the person goal has been reached. And lastly, number 4, the serotonin, the hormones most responsible for giving us a sense of self-importance. It's highly imperative for you to know about this so you enable your downlines to have retention. The key to success in network marketing is having your downline stay with you for the long haul. Because the longer they stay, the higher the possibility they become really good at what they do. Understand that it is actually takes time for any skill or talent to be fully optimized. Now, once it is fully optimized, that is when you start really earning actual relevant income. So the challenge really is how to make your downlines be involved until they become pros in what they do. So please, internalize that hard work is also needed. Despite the fact that we promote a leverage business, we cannot separate hustling from us. Now, once you understand this, you have to put into practice the 5 languages of love so you will know what triggers them, the 4 personality traits to improve your downline skill for your empire to grow exponentially. You cannot grow if you always micromanage everything. Certain people are better at what they love doing, and you need to be able to recognize that. That is why you should observe closely. People who move from one company to another usually had a burnout. So they look for a company that will give them the opportunity again, thinking that their flames will grow again, not realizing that they are no longer happy, nor could they find what makes them happy. Know how to naturally induce those happy hormones and you'll cut burnouts. Work hard on this and you will have a long years of success in network marketing as I did. Like what I've said, all successful people have something in common. Work on that commonality. Dedicate every second of the day into becoming a person deserving of long-term success. Please, do not think of network marketing as an easy way to get rich because you will only be disappointed that there really isn't anything easy. If you want the best things life has to offer, but yes, network marketing in the words of Eric Worre is indeed better compared to anything else. Only that you need to put it in the work. Anyhow, no matter where you go, you can't escape the reality that you need to hustle like crazy if you really are hell-bent on attaining success. And why not? Poverty is a killer. It is an evil that we must eradicate. So with the opportunity we are blessed with, what is there to lose? If we give all what we have in the name of helping other people live a blessed life. That will be all for me today. I hope you learned something from me and I hope you will be able to apply this on yourself in the future or maybe today. Who knows? Thank you for listening once again.
Yung inuutos mo, yun ang lagi ko
Keep
dapat
hustling,
gagawin.
everyone.
Hindi ko lang nagagawa eh. Ito na nga. Reset ulit, reset button, sabi ni Ate Amy.
Bam!
Reset
Man,
ako.
this
Mag-reset
was
ako.
the first strong, powerful
Ang
training
lang nung kay
for
Joseph.
downlines and customers in
Parang
his
wala pa 10
business.
minutes.
The first gold nuggets delivered,
Wala din
and
siyang
it doesn't
slides.
stop here. I only got a few seconds to announce an amazing lady. She's from the US. She's a social media expert. She's built her business online, and she's constantly, despite of all her success, educating herself in becoming a better social media professional. She's going to give her gold nuggets to us. Please welcome on that virtual stage, Jessie Lee Ward.
can call me #BossLee, and I'm super excited to be on here today training all of you in the Business for Home conference about how to build a business online using social media. I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Ted for having me. I have wanted to train at this conference for years now, and so to finally be here with all of you and all of Europe, all over the world, really is such an honor for me, and I look forward to pouring into all of you for the next 20 minutes or so about really what I've done to build my business online. Now, when I go into this today, I am going to talk to you about things that have worked really well for me. Nothing I talk about is ever theory-based. It is always something I've personally done. And just so you all know, I come to you from America. I know you had no idea because you cannot hear my accent. I'm just kidding. But I love Europe, and I am so thankful to be doing this training for you. So I have spent, knowing I tell you to do, it is something that not only can you do, but I also want you to take notes, and I want you to train your teams on how to do the same things, because anything that I tell you to do, it works. It doesn't work for me just in America. I am blessed to have a business in 27 countries right now. A large majority of those are in Europe. So when I tell you things that I am doing, they work in your backyard. They work in Germany. They work in the UK, they work in Poland, they work in Hungary, they work in Italy, they work everywhere. And so take a lot of notes, get excited, and I can't wait to show you how to build your business using social media. So build is actually an acronym that I'm going to use today. And so when I talk about build, I want to talk first of all about the B. And the B of build is brand. And so when I talk to you about, hey, have a brand, have a brand, have a brand, have a brand, I'm actually talking about what is the reputation that people associate with you? What are the images people associate with you? I'm not talking about colors. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm not talking about font. I'm talking about you as a person. So what are you known for, and what do you want to be known for? Something I train a lot is go ahead and take a selfie with 3 fingers. And all I want you to do is I want you to ask the people when they think of you. And you're going to get a lot of responses. And they're not always going to be business related. But I will tell you, when you're building a business on social media, you need to remember that we're building businesses based off of people who know us, like us, and trust us. And the only way for people to know you, like you, and trust you is going to be if you actually show who you are as a person. So not just mom, not just dad, but what are all of the things before all of that that make you uniquely you? Because as soon as you start to do that, and you can then start utilizing things, of course, like live video or video in general or posts or whatever, of course, part of your brand that are maybe not super typical. Maybe not just around your business. You know, maybe you're selling insurance, or you're selling travel, or you're selling a health and wellness product. All of those things are not actually your brand. They're not actually what make you you. And so I want you to think of the things that do make you you, and how you'll be able to attract people to you on social media, on any and all platforms, by specifically being you. Now, social media platforms, there are so many, and they're constantly evolving, and if I can give you any tip, it's to always just do it. Even when you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, I don't know about this app, I don't know about this app, I don't know about this app, that's the time to use that app. So it was MySpace before it was Facebook. It was Facebook before it was Instagram. It was Instagram before it was TikTok. It was TikTok before it was this new Clubhouse thing. Some of you, I said that, you don't even know what that is yet. Just get on and try. Just get on and dabble. Just get on and start building your brand around who you are by posting. I train a lot around FIT, which is F-I-T, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I would encourage you to post at least once a day on all 3 of those platforms, even if it makes you uncomfortable, especially if it makes you uncomfortable. I went viral on TikTok because I was doing things that nobody else was doing. I was talking about things around my brand that make me me that no one's doing. I only drive European cars. I have several of them. So when I post my vehicles, it's something nobody else is really doing. So I want you to think about those kinds of things as you are building your brand and your reputation. What are people thinking of when they're thinking of you? The U in build is standing for unique. And so I want you to stand out. I want you to create create your own things. I don't want you to be a carbon copy of everybody else. I do want you to repurpose things that are trending or that are popular or that are exciting to a lot of people, but I want you to be uniquely you. So don't try to copy somebody else's language, their swagger, their fashion, their whatever it is, because it's not going to seem like you. And again, if we're building a business on social media, I built a business on social media. I stood out on social media by being something you'd never seen before. You had never seen somebody who is super loud like this before, and super funny, and kind of out there, and goes live so much, and. You don't associate anyone else with me. It's the first time you see me, my energy just, whoa, who is that? What is that? I stand out. 5 years ago, when I started going live on Facebook for the first time, because that's when Facebook got live ability, I would get in a bathtub with clothes on. I would get in a bathtub with clothes on, and I would go live delivering business content, and it went crazy. I don't know how many people I've recruited from that. And it's because it was unique, it was funny, it stood out, no one had done it before. Then when people started to copy it and they're like, taking romantic bubble baths is very strange, right? It wasn't unique anymore. And so where can you innovate? What are ways you can stand out? I'm not in a makeup company and I do crazy makeup through the month of October. It's unique. It stands out. Again, I got on TikTok. I was the first network marketer to utilize TikTok, and so I stood out. What are ways you can stand out? If you want to build a business on social media, do not get caught in the crowd. Don't be like everybody else's carbon copy. Don't look like everybody else. Don't talk like everybody else. Try new things and be willing to innovate and find your flow. You will succeed that way. The I in build is inspire. And this can be different for everybody, but I want you to think of ways that you can move people into action. And maybe that's you want to be really heartfelt a lot of the time. Maybe that's you want to write really good captions, which, by the way, is a really great business tip, is writing good captions, okay? Maybe you're going to repost something like scripture if you're religious, or motivational quotes, or gratitude messages, or soul-seeking things, or whatever it is. I don't care what it is for you, but sometimes people just need to be inspired. Sometimes people are looking for you to move them into action. One of the most, in a weird way, inspiring things you can do on social media is just show up. And that might sound very weird, but so many of you, especially Europeans, if you're on here from Europe watching, I know how you are. I respect your culture. You're very, very closed off. And the problem with being very, very closed off is that people don't trust you because they think you're trying to hide something. So if I can encourage you to do anything, it would be go out there and post. Post with the intention to inspire others that they can do things their own way too. Show up consistently to inspire other people to also show up consistently. I know that the people that are on this training right now, and have been here all day, you're the leaders in the world. You just are. So if you're not going to be consistent in your social media posting in a very obviously digital world, then how can we expect our teams to post their stories? How can we expect our teams to show up and use the live feature? How can we expect our teams to use the products in our Instagram stories as an example if we're not? How can we expect our teams to consistently show up on TikTok if we're not TikToking? We're in a generation now, we're in a time of the world where people don't care what you tell them to do, they want to watch you. So if you want to inspire people on social media, well then you have to be consistent in doing so. And I don't even just mean consistent in posting, I also mean consistent in your messaging. Don't be, religious one day and an atheist the next. Don't be super positive one day and super negative the next. Be somebody where your messaging, people know what they get. One of the reasons I love live videos so much is that you can't fake it. Things are going to come out of your mouth, but then when you're on a live video, maybe candidly late at night with your team and you say something, nobody is wildly offended when something a little crass comes out of your mouth because they go, haha, She said something like that before on a live video. That's just Jessie Lee. Nobody's shocked because you're consistently the same person. And so much of building on social media is really not worrying about what your reputation may be. And I don't mean your brand reputation. I mean your actual reputation as a person, and focusing so much more on what your character is inside. And so if you want to inspire people, show up, move people to action by being consistent, have your messaging be whatever it is, and make sure you are putting yourself out there as the vulnerable version of yourself, which I get it. It is the hardest thing on earth to do, but I promise you, it is also one of the most fulfilling things to do as you move forward in your network marketing journey. I promise you, okay? The L in building on social media is actually kind of interesting, and it's local. So I build very locally using social media, and the best app that I have found for this is actually TikTok. So a lot of you are missing out on local community, even in a global pandemic, because you're not using TikTok. TikTok's algorithm is crazy smart. Crazy smart. They send me a ton of Hawaiians, because I'm Hawaiian. They send me a ton of Texans, because I live in Texas. They send me a ton of people from Maryland. I'm from Maryland originally. And they send me a ton of Europeans, because I talk about Europe all the time, because of our massiveness on TikTok. You can also actually speak on TikTok. I don't know why this works the way it works. I am not a computer, okay? I am not Little Miss Microsoft, but I swear they are listening. So if you say Munich, don't be shocked if you have Munich people pop up in your newsfeed. If you're trying to build business locally in a small town in Pozzolengo, Italy, say Pozzolengo and you're gonna find it. If you wanna build wherever it is, I'm telling you it works for that. You can also go in there and use a lot of groups. This helped me a lot when I was building my business initially. I wouldn't just join the big groups. So hear me on this. It's very common for network marketing leaders to say, go join all the groups around XYZ product, right? Or join all the groups around XYZ lifestyle. And the problem when you do that is that it becomes a crazy, cluttered, clouded, jumbled up noise. It becomes noise. The pages go too fast. Nobody even sees your comments. It's too fast. You don't even recognize people. So when I say L local, I'm talking about how I've joined local mom groups. I'm not a mom, but that's okay. Mom's got money. Okay? I'm in local mom groups to me. I'm in local dog mom groups to me. I'm in very small little groups that only have a couple hundred people or maybe 1,000 people. I don't only join the groups that are, with tons and tons of people. Because if you're joining groups with tons and tons of people, like I said, it just gets to be too much. Now you can also do this in some of these big travel groups. This is very effective in Europe. This is really, really effective in Europe. You know your towns better than anybody. And you know tourists love to come to your towns, which means you have value you can offer in a lot of these big travel groups. Hear me on this. If you were to go post photos in some of these huge travel groups around your town, your small area, or your local large area people love going to, I don't know, Cologne or London or whatever, okay? In those groups, and build your business on social media and just have fun with it. That's how you build on social media. My name is Jessie Lee Ward. You can call me #BossLee. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Ted, for having me. And I know I love you is so weird in Europe. Y'all only say I love you to your partners, I know. But I do love you, I do. Because there are people in the world who hate people for no reason. So I will choose to love you for no reason. And as we hopefully get to know one another over the years, we can have a million reasons to
money or experience or background, but just a burning desire and a willingness to work. My why back then, and I'm a big believer in, reasons come first, right? The how part, the how to do the business is one thing, but why you're doing the business. What's compelling compelling future? What's going to get you up early, keep you up late? What's going to get you to put in that extra 10% effort that's going to produce 90% of the results? So start peeling the layers of the onion to get down makes you cry. And I'll share with you a quick story. You know, I didn't come from a wealthy family, like I said, and I remember as a little kid sitting in the back of my mom's car, and she was a proud woman, but she didn't have the nicest car. It had some rust on it and some dings on it, and she acted like it didn't bother her, but I knew deep down inside it hurt. And when I first got started, I had a why not to get myself a new car. The first why that I had on my list is I wanted to buy my mom buy her a new car, buy her the car of her dreams. So I went to work. I went to work and started building my business, working day and night, reinvesting back into my business, staying focused on the paying activities, employing myself, holding myself accountable, being the best distributor of my organization. And after a few years of hard work, I was finally in the position to go out and buy my mom the car of her dreams. And I found this out, what would be her car, and I realized my mom had some pretty good taste. And without her knowing, I went out and bought this car, paid cash for it, put in all the bells and whistles. And she lives up in the mountains. I live down in Florida. Work hard, you start your business, and on Christmas morning, you got a car sitting outside your mom's house, and it's got a big red bow on it. And the morning dew's on the car, and the sun's coming up, and it's shining on this car. It's just beautiful. It's magnificent. And without her knowing, I've got the car sitting outside. I ask her to come to the front door. She sees the car. I see tears of joy coming down her face. I hand her the keys. I tell her how much I love her, how proud I am to have her as my mother. And I see her crying these tears of joy. And I thought I was the one that was giving. I was the one that was receiving. The floodgates were open. And all of you probably have a why like this. And it was interesting. I shared this story at a big convention that we had with thousands of people, and I was the closing speaker, and she was in the room, and I had a chance to acknowledge her. And after the meeting, she came up to me and she said, Jeffrey Douglas, she would call me. She said, I wish you wouldn't tell that story. You make us sound like we were so poor. And she said, and by the way, that car now is almost 10 years old, and it's a 2-wheel drive, and it's a little slippery in the snow. And she goes, don't forget you only have one mother. I said, thank God I can't afford two the way this is going. So I joke about that because I've been able to buy my mom several cars and build her a home in the mountains and a place on the beach. And it's just been very, very rewarding. So my why back then was a really compelling future, something that emotionally charged me and really got me up early and kept me up late. And that was my first why. Now my why's evolved over the years like so many of your whys. Yeah, so when I started my business, it was out of desperation. I was looking for some things to change financially. Today, my why has evolved, and it's out of inspiration. To never forget where you came from, Jeff. To pay it forward. To do something that counts, something that matters, something that gives you meaning and purpose, not from your business, but into your business. To refire, not retire, and to never forget where you came from and pay it forward. And there's so much emotional and spiritual revenue. So my why today is to go out there and help as many other people and pay it forward and stay involved, because success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure in life. It's one thing to have the money and the success, but it's another thing to have that fulfillment that has that meaning, purpose, that's rich in relationships and love and connection and growth. Aren't you the happiest when you're growing and there's progress? And also contribution. The two spiritual needs, growing and serving. So that's what keeps me plugged in and charged every day to continue to do this business. So that's my why today. So a couple tips I'll share with you on the basics and the fundamentals. One thing you want to get clear on is this. Concepts are constant. The basics, the fundamentals will never change. What varies is techniques, the different means and ways that you can do the business. Of course, today, social media is a big part of our business, but that has evolved over the years. I remember when I first started 30 some years ago, the phone was glued to the wall and there was a rotary dial. Anybody remember that? And there was a cord on the phone, and a long distance phone call cost money. So, we thought we were cool and we could fax somebody a piece of paper. But today, look at the technology, look at the tools, look at all the social media platforms, look at all the different means and ways that you can tell the story. And, and if you think about those concepts, those basics, the fundamentals, and you really get clear your mindset of what is your job description? What do you get paid for? You get paid for talking to people. You get paid for sharing the story, right? It's our products and services are sold by word of mouth, one satisfied customer to another. So that's the concept. The techniques, the ways you do that is what varies. The concepts are constant. So I understood my job description, and what I got paid for is to every day onboard new customers, me, go out there and build a growing customer base, share your product, share your service, and number two, retail to recruit. My best team members, my best partners have come from my raving fan customers, people that love our product, love our service, whatever you have that you're marketing, you want to always go out there and build a growing customer base and retail to recruit. And understand this, a few simple disciplines equals multiple rewards. In other words, if you want to have results on your product, you can't take it one day and then miss the rest of the week, right? You got to do it consistency of effort, work habits, and attitude. It's that consistency of the paying activities, sharing your product, sharing your opportunity, building for events, building relationships, understanding the fortunes in the follow-up, the fortunes in the duplication. So understand that what you get paid for is sharing your products, your services, and building a growing customer base. And here's something I'll share with you guys when we talk about, some of the basics and the fundamentals. Always stay in the production stage. Be very careful not to fall in the management stage. What happens is you start to get a few people on your team and you stop producing and you think all you need to do now is just manage your existing organization. Well, that's where you fall into the comfort zone, right? That's where you all of a sudden are not out there producing anymore. You always want to stay in the production stage, no matter what your title is, no matter what your rank is, no matter what your income is, always go out and produce and put on new customers and new partners, always you personally. The other thing I'll share with you is this, that's really helped me over the years. 80, 15, and 5. 80% of the people that you put on in your business are going to do it part-time, sometime, or no time. And you love them whether they do a little or they do a lot. And you understand that you manage that team by group, and that's just the way it is. Keep them hanging around the flagpole, keep dripping on them, and then some of them will move up into that 15% where they'll engage at a little higher level. But less than 5% are really going to step up and play at the level that you and I play at, where they take this serious and treat it like a business, not like a hobby. So understand there's this thing called safety in numbers. Safety in numbers, and from that you'll have what's called the law of averages. It's like baseball. If you've ever watched the sport baseball here in the United States, they get to understand that you don't have to bat 1,000%. One of the things that's helped me, a word in my vocabulary, has been the word next. You don't worry about the ones you can't sell. Worry about all the ones you can't see, right? Say less to more people. I've found that sometimes I can't say the right thing to the wrong person. I can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So just understand the safety in numbers, the law of averages, stay in the production stage, 80, 15, and 5, concepts versus techniques, retail to recruit, a few simple disciplines, what's your job description, and I guess in closing, to keep this tight within 20 minutes, is this, a call to action. At the end of the day, you've got to decide, what do you really want from your business? What do you want? What specific, measurable results do you want? Clarity is power. Get it down. Make a decision. And when you make that decision, make a real decision where you say, you know what, Jeff? I'm going to tear up that list of excuses. I'm not going to take this thing for granted. This is my chance. This is my turn now. This is a chance for me to go out and do something that counts, something that matters, something that I can make a difference in the world. And when you have that call to action, when you have that sense of urgency, when you decide to seize the moment, a fear of loss, right? A sense of urgency, that fear of loss. In other words, like every day of work I miss this year, I'm going to have to work 5 days next year to equal the timing. And when you have that type of mindset and you fully engage, you fully immerse and go after this thing with that enthusiasm and that passion and that congruency, look, people on your team, distributors don't do what you tell them to do, they do what you do. They watch the feet, not the lips. You want to lead by example. You always go out and put on the most new. Come from a position of strength, have that voice of authority, be bulletproof, but most important, you want to have a servant's heart. The longest journey in life is from the head to the heart. If you're in your head, you're dead. Get out of your head, get into your heart, and always focus on this. Number one, meeting other people's needs. Meet their needs, not your needs, their needs. This business is never about you. It's always about the person in front of you. Number two, add value to their lives. Add value with your product or service. Add value with your opportunity. And then number three, create raving fan relationships. Long-term relationships equal long-term success. So God bless all of you. I hope a few of these tips helped you, and have a great day, and I look forward to seeing all of you real soon. Bye for now.
Look at the roots where we all come from in network marketing. Many of us would see them going back to Jeff at this point. And I mean, the gold nuggets he shared were so amazing because it was all about the fundamentals that were the same 30 years ago as they are today, as they will probably be in the next 30 years. But the techniques change, and we learn a lot about those from all these speakers here so that we can apply them in our daily businesses. Okay, not only do we have amazing speakers, but we also have a few testimonials, and there is one from a gentleman called Anderson Chester. And Anderson Chester is from Trinidad and Tobago, and we will listen to what he has to say.
Hey, I'm Anderson Chester. Very excited to send you this video. Excited to be here. I'm from beautiful Trinidad and Tobago, but right now I'm in beautiful St. Martin. Why? Because I traveled throughout the whole Caribbean, New York, Atlanta, Africa, Europe, wherever the business requires of me, that is where I am. But I want to encourage you, if you're listening to this video, to find a good mentor. Find a mentor that can help you grow to the next level. Find a mentor that can take you to the place where you would love to be. Find a mentor who is at the place where you would like to be. That is the secret. I've found my mentor, and I worked with my mentor over the last 5 years, and it has transformed my entire business, has transformed my entire life. And today I'm here bringing you this message because if you find the right mentor, it can take you to the next level. Remember to study, practice, teach. Study, practice, teach, and you will see what dreams may come. God bless.
Thank you, Anderson Chester, for helping us. There, we are now going back to Europe, exactly to Turkey. And there's a young man waiting to share some amazing, and a very smart leader, an amazing speaker. He became a dad last year, has a wonderful young family. Please welcome on the virtual stage in Turkey, from Turkey, Mr. Enes Olgun.
Hello everyone, very long time. I know because of the coronavirus we cannot make big seminars all together. So this will be one of the best seminar I hope for 2020. This is the Growth Conference, and Ted Newton, thank you too much for organizing this event. So my topic is about how to, like the same name of the conference name, how to grow your business, how to expand your business. So I will do my best to explain my story and what I can advise to you. So 12 years ago I started this industry like nothing I have, from the zero. So I will explain one by one how you can become from zero to the top, to how you can have a big organization. First of all, many people watching these events, they are new beginners. So I want to talk for the beginners. Always we are talking for leaders, but leaders already knows a lot of things. So I will try to explain like who is watching like beginners. So if you start this industry, if you are a beginner, first of all, before of everything, you need to have a dream list. This is everybody says already, but making dream list not enough. The most important thing, you need to have the details of dream list. What I want to say with details, like many people is writing, I want to have one home, or they are writing, I want to buy a car. Which kind of house, like how many rooms do you want? You need to make details, and with details, you also need to write the time. Example, you shouldn't put only big goals. You also can write small goals, like I want to buy one iPad for my mother. All the list, what you want to make, you need to write with details and with the time goals. Because if you don't have any goal, you cannot focus to the work. This is the number one, the most important. I catch all of them, I achieve all of them, and then I understand my goals are not big enough, and then I write another goals. So first of all, you need to write a clean page. It can be 20, it can be 10, it can be 30, doesn't matter. But you need to know why you are doing this business. What is your why? Why you want to write in the details, you will have a power to achieve them. Then the second, the most, because many people register one company and then the same day they are inviting their friends. This is not true. The second thing, after your dreams, 1 week, give yourself time. If you invite one of your friends, and let's say your upline or your sponsor is making the presentation, so when your friends ask questions, and if you are staying like you doesn't have any information, so it will be very negative for your business. So never invite your friends. 1 week give you time. 1 week make yourself educate. You can listen the videos, you can watch the videos, you can read the books, you can search all the details of the, but 1 week educate yourself and make yourself ready. And after that, after you feel that you understand your company, you understand your products, of course you shouldn't learn all the details of the products, like how many milligram inside of the, I don't mean about that. Just the important things of your products, important answers about your company, and also what you are doing. It can be, some people make it 3 days. When I say 1 week, it shouldn't be 1 week time. If you spend your 8 hours, even you can make it in 2 days. But first, understand what you are doing. And after the third step, write your names on a paper or in a note in your device. It can be iPad, but you should have a name list and write the names, because the name list, the names in your name list, they are the bullets like in your gun. Think about that. You are going a war and your gun doesn't have bullets, or it doesn't bullet. What does it mean? You can fight much stronger, you can attack much stronger, so you can have more confidence. Many people make these mistakes and they never, some things are classic, never change. in all the businesses. Like if you are making a car, you need to have I don't know in English what is the name, but you need that. You need wheels. Some things are you must have. So in this industry, many things are changing. Presentation style can change, products can change, but one thing is the classic and never change. It is the name list. You must have name list, and then you need to write one by one. Minimum, I say minimum 100 people. And after that, every month you need to have new names too, because when you speak with the old ones,
Wala
you
yan,
need
wala
the new
naman,
ones.
wala
It
naman,
should
wala naman.
continue. If you have this, and then you need to invite the people. Then you can invite your people. Because every time in this industry, working fast is important. First, when you are ready, if you know the business, if you know why you are doing this business, and if you have the name list, then the fourth, you need to be fast because you are ready. When you are ready, you can push the gas maximum level. But one advice, this is very important. Never make your presentations alone. Never. Never make one, you and your perspective. One. Never. You must make your presentations 2 and 1. It can be Zoom call because now because of the corona, many people making online presentations. It should be 2 person and 1. The prospect and you and your sponsor. You and your sponsor doesn't matter, but you should be 2 person. When I start, we were making it 3 and 1 because one person, your friend, when he see 3 people in the same side, then they are thinking, yeah, 3 of them saying the same things, so they are saying yes more easy. This is the most important. Never work alone. Always you should work 2 and 1. When you have someone in your team, don't make him alone fighters. Always minimum 2-1, 3-1. It is much effective. It is like even in the seminars. If you invite someone to your big seminars, the people feel more excited. Why? Because they are seeing other people also making this business. But when you talk one-on-one, they don't respect you. They don't respect your business mentality because they already knows you very long time. But your friends, they have no idea and they are listening. Your friends, your uplines much more than you. So this is very important. Then you can invite all your name lists. Make the presentation. Don't feel bad. They can say no. It is very normal because maybe 100 people say to me no in my first year. After 2 months, after 6 months, after 1 year, they came back to me. They said, I said you know, but when they see you take results, you are growing, your lifestyle changing, your mentality is changing, then they want to be part of you. So never feel sad when people say no to you, because no means everyone says next one. So go to the next one, and after that, when your team slowly growing, one of the most important thing, this is the number 5. You should make every week you should make a training with your team. Example, if your team is 10 people, you have to make every weekend a training with them. You can make it in the Zoom, but every weekend, all your team, you need to have an event. Then your team become like 50 people, you can make a seminar, you can make a webinar now, because Corona, our talking is also changing. But you have to make every weekend, like football games. Every weekend there is a football game or NBA game. In your business also, you should make it a standard. Everybody should know that this weekend we have a meeting, because if you don't make meetings with your team, then
together again one day in the room. Anyways, it's going on. We have another amazing speaker here. And let me just read her background, because she is a young mother to our virtual jet, and we are traveling to the Dominican Republic now. She is one of the top 10 women in the business for home income earning ranks. It is a huge number. Everyone would be happy with a yearly income like that. She's doing that a month, and she's built that from the bottom, traveling Latin America, having amazing successes, being a great role model for mothers. So here we have the amazing Ana Cantera.
Dentro de la industria de edificar, bueno, que puede beneficiar, ¿verdad?, a la otra persona a la cual le estamos compartiendo esas cualidades. Cuando hablamos de edificación en mercadeo en red, debemos de saber exactamente que cuando edificamos tenemos que edificar todo, sobre todo si estamos vendiendo la oportunidad. Edificación a la empresa, edificación al CEO de la empresa. Tú tienes que saber y tener clara cuál es la historia de tu compañía, el tiempo en el que fundó, cuáles son los países que están abiertos, cuáles son las ventajas y desventajas de la empresa como tal y por qué tú tomaste la decisión de formar parte de esa empresa en la que estás y no otras empresas que quizás hay allá afuera. Otra cosa que debes también de edificar es obviamente los productos de tu compañía. Yo siempre he hablado de la importancia de ser producto del producto y tener un testimonio personal de aquello que estás promoviendo o vendiendo, porque no hay una mejor edificación que el uso personal y el resultado personal que tú tienes con eso que tú estás recomendando. Así que yo te quiero invitar a que tú tienes que tener dominio total de los productos que tu compañía está ofreciendo, productos o servicios. ¿Cuáles son los beneficios de ese producto? ¿Por qué a ti te encanta? ¿Por qué a ti te beneficia? ¿Qué ha hecho ese producto o servicio en ti? ¿Cuál ha sido ese gran beneficio que tú puedes reconocer o compartir a esa persona a la cual tú le estás vendiendo la oportunidad? Edificación también al plan de compensación. ¿Cuáles son, pues, esos grandes beneficios? ¿Cómo la persona se puede beneficiar de eso? Alguien una vez me dijo, Ana, a la gente realmente no le importa cuánto sabes o cuánto ganas, sino realmente cómo ellos se van a beneficiar de eso que tú les estás ofreciendo. Así que toma eso en cuenta al momento de edificar todas estas cosas. Y obviamente vamos a hablar de una de las cosas más importantes y es edificar a tus líderes o a tu patrocinador o a tus uplines. Al momento de esta persona hacer una presentación, al momento de invitar a tus prospectos, por ejemplo, a una presentación, al momento de tú incluso hablar tú del negocio, de qué forma tú debes de exaltar a esas personas que marcaron el camino, a esos líderes que tú tienes, que están guiando y que tienen quizás los resultados que aún tú no tienes, pero que tú vas a tener. Cuando edificamos a una persona, nosotros tenemos que tener varias cosas en cuenta. Tenemos que edificar cuáles han sido sus logros. Tenemos que conocer la historia de esa persona. Cómo inició, de dónde vino, cuáles han sido los logros fundamentales o los logros importantes que esa persona ha alcanzado gracias a este negocio. Cuáles son sus logros también económicos. Cuáles han sido las metas que ha alcanzado o el rango que esa persona ha alcanzado en la compañía en donde estás. Y obviamente la parte más importante, cómo esa persona ha impactado la vida de otras personas, especialmente la tuya. Cuando nosotros estamos edificando a alguien, yo siempre, cuando alguien me tiene que edificar, prefiero que sea alguien que realmente me conozca, alguien que realmente tenga alguna relación conmigo. Hablo de la edificación pública, ¿no? Porque tú tienes que saber que cuando estás edificando a una persona, tú estás realmente no solamente exaltando esas cosas, sino creando una conexión entre ese prospecto a la cual tú le estás vendiendo la oportunidad y esa persona que aún no conoce. Vamos a imaginarnos que yo te esté diciendo, bueno, fulano de tal es un gran líder, gana tanto, ha logrado tal rango y es tal persona. ¿Ok? Bien. Pero no es lo mismo cuando tú dices, esa persona ha impactado de forma positiva mi vida, esa persona me ha ayudado a tal cosa, esa persona me ha guiado en este proceso. No es lo mismo cuando tú hablas de lo que esa persona te ha impactado a ti emocionalmente y en todas las áreas de tu vida, que simplemente como si fuese leer un resumen de esa persona y los logros que esa persona ha logrado. Así que tienes que tener eso en cuenta al momento de la edificación. Hay algo súper importante que yo siempre les enseño a mi equipo al momento de hablar del tema de la edificación y es algo que yo llamo el triángulo de la edificación. Cuando tú estás en un equipo, tú tienes que entender muy bien el poder que tiene la edificación. Y tú tienes que entender también muy bien que tú no puedes autoedificarte. Por eso es importante edificar a una persona en tu línea de auspicio. Es sumamente importante tener a alguien arriba de ti a la cual tú puedas edificar para que esa persona te devuelva la edificación con tu equipo y de la misma manera tu equipo entonces aprenda a edificarte a ti. Te voy a explicar un poquito mejor para que tengas una idea de lo que yo estoy hablando. Por ejemplo, en mi caso, yo tengo que edificar a mi líder, a mi patrocinadora, darle el poder del negocio o de la estructura, ¿verdad?, que estoy creando ante mi equipo, darle ese poder de que es mi líder, mi mentora, me está guiando, para que cuando ella reciba ese poder, de la misma forma, ella entonces me devuelva el poder a mí, edificándome a mí con todos los valores, logros y todo lo que yo he significado dentro del equipo. Y de esa forma, entonces, mi equipo va a aprender el valor que tengo como líder y va a aprender a edificarme a mí, a sí mismo, con su línea descendiente. Cuando tú manejas ese triángulo de la edificación, tú vas a manejar una armonía en tu negocio. Si tú eres el tipo de personas que quizás no tienes mucha experiencia, apenas estás iniciando esta industria y estás autoedificándote a ti mismo con tu equipo, te quiero decir con toda la honestidad que eso no, quizás, no digo que no funcione en todos los casos, pero en la mayoría de los casos, eso no es algo que va a funcionar para siempre, no es algo que va a ser duplicable en tu organización. ¿Por qué? Porque la gente se va a empezar a autoedificar ellos mismos y es muy probable que no van a devolverte la edificación a ti como líder. Así que ten muy en cuenta la importancia del triángulo de la edificación y cómo esto crea una armonía dentro de tu organización. El otro tema que quiero compartir con ustedes es el tema de la duplicación. Yo pienso que es uno de los temas más años. He tenido excelentes resultados. Yo soy uno de esos pocos casos que realmente puedo decir completamente mi vida. Ahora, te voy a compartir qué fue eso que me llevó a mí a tener resultados rápidamente en esta industria. Alguien una vez me dijo, Ana, en mercadeo en red, no dupliques a la gente. Duplica un sistema. Si actualmente en tu compañía tú careces de un sistema de educación, tú careces de un sistema que realmente pueda duplicar de forma automática o de forma más fácil tu organización, te voy a ser muy honesta. Si no lo tienes, es importante que empieces entonces a crear junto con tus líderes, o si eres un gran líder, ¿verdad?, a crear ese sistema para tu organización. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué sucede esto? Porque es imposible que cuando tú empiezas a crecer, empiecen a entrar 10 personas, 20 personas, 100 personas a tu organización, tú puedas duplicar uno a uno de estas personas. La única forma en la que tú puedes realmente duplicar una organización de miles de personas es si tienes un sistema creado para la correcta duplicación. Te voy a dar algunas ideas cuando hablo de sistema. Tú tienes que tener un plan de acción para los nuevos de tu organización. ¿Cuáles son esos primeros pasos que cada persona que inicia en tu organización debe de tomar y crear sus primeros resultados económicos en sus primeras, 30 días en el negocio? Tú tienes que saber cuáles son esas cosas paso a paso que las personas deben de saber y deben de hacer para tener esos primeros resultados. Y preferiblemente antes de sus primeros 30 días. Porque hay estadísticas que demuestran que la mayoría de las personas que no logran resultados en sus primeros 30 días, lamentablemente no continúan dentro del negocio. Así que debes de tener un plan de acción para cada miembro nuevo de tu organización. Otro sistema que debes de crear es un sistema de atracción de clientes para el producto o servicio que tú estás ofreciendo en medio a tu compañía. Debes de tener un sistema que les diga o que les enseñe y que sea más fácil para tu equipo de cómo ellos pueden utilizarlo, ¿verdad?, para atraer personas que van a consumir, a comprar ese producto o servicio. Debes también de crear un sistema diferente cuando hablamos de prospección. Recuerda que son dos targets completamente diferentes. Una cosa es ventas y otra cosa es constructores de negocio. Entonces tú tienes que tener otro sistema, otro plan para prospectar personas nuevas que van a entrar con esa persona en la organización. Y tú tienes que diseñar eso, tú tienes que pensar cómo yo le hablo a las personas que les quiero vender o cómo yo le hablo a las personas que quiero que entren en el negocio, cuáles son las preguntas que debo de hacer, cuáles son las frases o el script que debo de crear para que mi equipo simplemente copie, pegue y utilice estos scripts para conseguir más clientes y para conseguir más socios en su organización. Otro sistema que debes de también de crear es un sistema de mantenimiento y seguimiento residual. Y aunque tú tengas muchos clientes que estén comprando y que estén todo el tiempo, ¿verdad?, convirtiéndose en clientes nuevos, realmente recuerda que el target es no solamente conseguir el cliente, sino mantener el cliente y que compre tu producto o servicio de por vida. Así que tú tienes que crear un sistema de apoyo, un sistema de seguimiento, un sistema de realmente darle ese soporte constante a tus clientes nuevos de toda la organización para que estas personas puedan seguir consumiendo los productos o a su vez se puedan después convertir en asociados o distribuidores de tu empresa. Así que otra de las sistemas importantes que debes de crear, y yo diría que el último, aunque hay muchas cosas que se pueden hacer, pero te voy a dar esos 5, sería un sistema de crecimiento personal para tu organización. Sumamente importante. Recuerda que el conocimiento es poder. Y cuando tú desarrollas y elevas tu mente, cuando tu mente se expande, jamás vuelve o regresa a su estado original. En esta industria, nuestro trabajo es cambiar la mentalidad de las personas que lamentablemente, ustedes saben, en el mundo normal, la gente no cree que puede lograr cosas extraordinarias. La gente no cree que pueda ser un líder. La gente no cree o no sueña con que pueda convertirse en una persona que logre libertad financiera o se convierta en un millonario. Y nosotros que estamos en esta industria sabemos que eso es posible, pero eso se logra a través de mucho crecimiento personal. Por eso tú debes de crear un sistema de crecimiento personal para tu organización. ¿Cuáles son los libros que tu sistema recomienda? ¿Cuáles son los audios o las fuentes donde las personas van a lograr escuchar esos audios o esos libros o ver, ¿verdad?, estas informaciones importantes que la gente necesita para ir creciendo? Y ya tienes paso a paso lo que cada persona en cada área del negocio debe de hacer, tu negocio se va a duplicar de una manera muchísimo más fácil. Otra cosa súper importante que voy a compartirte en el día de hoy es una estrategia muy personal que utilizo con mi organización, a lo que yo llamo las carreras de 90 días. Todo mi negocio se basa en 4 carreras anuales de 90 días, en donde nosotros cambiamos las estrategias o la meta o el plan de acción o las promociones cada periodo de 90 días. Eso va a mantener a tu equipo contento, motivado, inspirado, con metas a corto, pero también a largo plazo, corriendo por una meta en común durante un tiempo determinado. Recuerda que la promoción a los eventos también forman parte fundamental de lo que es la duplicación. Los eventos expanden nuestra visión. Nuestros eventos en la industria, ¿no?, ayudan también a elevar el nivel de creencia y sobre todo en los eventos es donde se toman las decisiones más importantes de este negocio. Por eso debes de crear, si no lo tienen, o debes de promover los eventos de tu liderazgo y los eventos de tu compañía y asegurarte de tener el mayor número de personas conectados o calificados para cada uno de los eventos que tu empresa o tu equipo ascendente promueve. Debes de estar en alineación total y debes de mantener a la gente conectada a una fuente constante de energía, de motivación, que es lo que los va a mantener en